Hello everyone and happy holidays. It's Sophia Enoch here again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please, if this is your first time here, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and most especially turn on your notifications. We have not been posting for a very long time, but I've deemed it fit to make sure I post at least 4 videos before this month and here is one. Here is for my beginners that are new to using Figma and would like to know how to go about prototyping. And so if this is your first time and learning how to prototype, trust me, this video is going to be one of the best things you have ever watched because it is very concise, simple, and very interesting to watch as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So welcome to my space again, where we get to learn together and improve our skills. So today we're going to be looking out for those of you who have just started UI designs and pretty much know how to make your wireframes, pretty much know how to turn your wireframes into hi-fi designs, right? But then the next step is getting to do your prototypes. You want your designs to not just be static. You want them to be interactive. You want your stakeholders or the people you're designing for, or you just want to learn how to prototype, right? This course or this class rather, it's for you because I'm going to be showing you the littlest thing you need to know, right, when you want to prototype your work. So first thing first, you want to make sure all your designs for each screen is being arranged very well so that you don't get yourself so confused when you start prototyping. Yes, prototyping can be very confusing, but trust me, for this first video I'm going to be showing you a very, very, very simple stuff to kickstart your prototyping journey, right? So as you can see here, my designs are already arranged. You can see from the splash screen, you go to the onboarding screen, it's all named too, so that I don't get confused when I'm prototyping. So we're just going to turn off the grid system so that we can see our designs very well and then get into prototyping. Go to design. Turn it off one after the other. Turn it off. 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 We don't want to do away with them, right? Just in case we need to adjust something, our grids will be there to still guide us. Turn it off. Turn it off. So guys, we're still in the design phase, and for us to get into prototyping, we have to come to the right side of our bar where you see both the design and the prototype. Here the design is highlighted because we're still in the design phase. So if we want to start prototyping, we have to click on the prototype. I'm going to be explaining everything you see here and how it works, right? So we're having flow starting point. What this means is this is where your prototyping starts from, right? This is where your flow starts from. So the first place where you get to drag your lines to connect to another screen is actually your flow starting point. So you can see over here that I've already outlined my splash screen. I selected my splash screen, and then that's what I'm going to be using as my flow starting point, because of course that's supposed to be your starting point when you want to prototype an app. Your splash screen always comes first. So we're going to be clicking on flow starting point here, and you would have the option to name your flow starting point, right? You can leave it as flow 1, or you can call it anything you want. For this class, we're just going to be leaving it as flow 1, right? And then we can save that. And then right over here, you can see that you can also copy the link. Okay, let's say you're done prototyping and you want another person to view. You can easily copy this link and then share with the person, and then when the person clicks on it, the person sees the prototyping. So, and then you also have your minus sign. This minus sign says remove starting point. So the amazing thing about Figma is when you hover your mouse upon an icon, it tells you what the icon does, right? So yeah, if you want to learn more and you want to teach yourself, just go and explore on Figma and make sure to hover your mouse on icons so that you can see what they do and what they stand for. So if I peradventure click on this remove starting point, it deletes it. You can see that happened. It goes up, and then if I click on the add point, it puts it back and then gives you the same option to like name your flow starting point. Like I said, we're going to leave it as flow 1. Then moving down, you would see what we call interactions, right? Interactions here has two main points. When you click on interactions, it's going to show you these buttons, click, and when you click on it, it's going to show you what to do. Like, what do you want the interaction to do? Right? Do you want it to click? What do you want it to do before it moves or before it goes prototype to the other screen? Do you want to click for the action to take place, or do you want to drag, or do you want to hover? That's why you're having on click, on drag, while hovering, while pressing, key, gamepad, mouse enter, mouse leave, mouse up, mouse down, and then after delay. So with time, you're going to get to understand what all this stands for. But for now, I'm going to be using the on click, and probably maybe others as well, but for now we're going to be doing the on click. So we're going to click on click, and then so this is what you're telling your screen right now to do, right? You're telling it, when I click on this screen, do this. That is what this next thing stands for, right? It's telling you the action that comes after my first interaction. So you're saying, when I click on this, do this. Now this is the do this part. I want you to navigate to, or I want you to change to, or I want you to go back to a previous screen, or I want to set a variable. Those ones are higher. Conditional statements is there. Scroll to, I want you to scroll to, I want you to open a link that is different from Figma, or I want you to open a link that is different, that is not on Figma, right? I want you to open an overlay. An overlay simply means I want another screen to just appear on top of the current screen I am working on. And then swap overlay means I want this to have an animation in such a way that another screen comes on top. It swaps. You're seeing the previous screen and then it just transits into the next screen. So by default, you're seeing both the old one fading out and then the new one coming in. And then the last one is saying close overlay, right? So your first interaction has said, okay, I want to do this, I want to click, and then when I click, I want this action to be done. So we're going to be focusing on navigate to. So what I'm saying now is, when I click on this my splash screen, I want it to navigate to. Navigate simply means go to another place. All right, it should take me to another place. I want it to go to. Then you now get to see the other screens. I want it to go to splash screen, the second splash screen. You then go and look for the second splash screen, right? Okay, so that's not it. It's picking something else. I'll show you another way to do it. Yes, this is the splash screen. So when you hover on it, it shows you the exact one you want to place your next flow on, right? So once you click on it, you can see once you click on it, it automatically puts the arrow to the next one. So what you've successfully done is, you've said, when my user or myself click on this first splash screen, it goes to the next one. It goes to the next splash screen. So we have successfully prototyped 2 screens, and we can also do more, right? We can also do more. So to test the first one we've done, all we need to do is click on this and play. Can you see? Good. So all I needed to do was click on this screen, and then it takes me to the next, because that was what I told it to do. Now let's go to the next screen, which is this one. Another way to achieve this without coming to your left side, right? Another way to achieve this is, you can just hover your mouse, click on your screen that you want to interact from, right? And make sure you're seeing this plus sign. Take the plus sign, drag it to the wanted screen, the next screen you'd want to navigate to or change to, and then just drop it there, right? When you click on it, it will also show you the behaviors. It will also show you how you want it to be, like what action you want that very screen to adapt for it to prototype. So we could say while hovering, because we've done the on click, right? We could say while hovering, let's try something new, and then we've already chose our artboard. That's what you can see here, right? Onboarding screen 1, that's the first one you just chose. And then there's another thing we have to learn, right? It's called the scroll behavior. I'm going to click here, and then we're going to come back to our bar, our prototyping bar. Here on your scroll behavior, you have options like no scrolling. You don't want anything to scroll, and then you want it to go horizontally, or you want it to go vertically, or you want it to go both ways, right? So it depends on what you're working on, right? So if you want it to go both ways in both directions, fine, you click here. But if you want it to go in just one direction, then you click on either horizontally or vertically. Or if you don't want it to scroll at all, just click on no scrolling. So we're going to tap on it to do another interaction, to do more, to get more options, to learn more stuff. So let's say we want to prototype these buttons, right? These buttons, we've been prototyping a whole screen. Now we're going to be prototyping a button. So this is one of our buttons, and we want to prototype it. All you need to do is double click to make sure that button is active, remember, and then remember to drag this plus sign to where you want it to go to, the screen you want it to go to, and then place it there. Now it's going to show you, like I said, aside the scroll behavior, right, it's going to show you further interactions. What do you want to happen? Like the transition. Yes, in video editing it's called transition, right? What would you want it to do while it is changing, while it is navigating, because we're using navigating here, right? Or while it is doing whatever you've chosen? What would you want it to happen? Would you want it to dissolve? That's the transition, right? It's called transition in video editing. You want it to dissolve, or you want it to do a smart animate, or you want it to move in. So I'm going to show you. Move in is going to push it in, or move it in rather, because we have push in and then we still have slide in and slide out. So we're going to say move in because of course we're going to our right. This prototyping is going to our right? So we're going to say move in. Let's choose. You can see what it's going to do, and then when you choose that, it's also going to like show you. Do you want it to ease in, ease out? It's going to show you a lot of interactions. Do you want it to be bouncing? Do you want it to be quick? Do you want it to be slow? Do you want it to be gentle? Let's choose bouncy. Can you see how it bounced? And then you can also change the time in which this particular transition stays for, right? And we're going to be picking nothing less than 800. Let's just do 800, right? And then let us play what we have so that we can see the interaction and how far we have come. So we are going to play this. We're going to play this, and then we're going to click on our button. Can you see the interaction? Can you see the bouncy effect, the transition it had on it? So if we go back again and play it, amazing, right? Yeah, I know. So this is how you prototype, and we're going to be ending the video here. Moving forward, I'm going to try to like put on more videos on components, how to use overlays and the rest. So watch for my next video, and happy prototyping.